What's your craziest hey, I think I know this dude story? Went to the strip club on my birthday with a few friends. See this dancer and realized it was my older brother's ex-girlfriend. I saw the guy on the news a few years back that police were looking for as he was suspected in a gas station robbery. He had a striking resemblance to my brother. I saw a picture in the Houston Chronicle years ago and thought, hey, I think I know that guy. Turns out I did. I worked with him at a marble slab ice cream shop. He was being sought by police for murdering a guy during a break-in. Never found out what happened to him. A few months back, someone posted a bunch of screenshots of a thread from B about a girl getting naked for chemistry HW answers. It hit the front page. I was about 85% sure it was one of my exes. It fit what classes she was taking at the time too. There were two popular kids in my high school who were some of the nicest guys I knew. They loved life and everything and everyone in it. They were also the best of friends since like elementary school. After graduation I ended up moving away for college. When I came home for the summer 2 years later, I learned that only a month prior, the two guys were at a party, got drunk, and then started arguing. The arguing stopped when one of the kids pulled out a handgun and blew the other kid's face off. Now one is dead and the other is in jail with 30 to life. You can never truly know a person, no matter how long or how close you have known them. Two of my high school friends did this. I want to say that I hope it's not the same two guys, but then again, I hope it was, just to minimize the collateral damage. High school. I had a couple of classes with Corinne who I had a fairly solid crush on. She looked sort of like Michelle Rodriguez, maybe 5 feet 3 inches, 110 pounds soaking wet, with a fairly large chest for a high school student. We were friendly to one another but not exactly friends. We didn't call each other after school, but we had no problem talking with one another in class, especially in the shop classes we had together, or working on labs together. Graduation happened. Life moved on. About 8 years later some friends of mine dragged me to this little shithole strip club in Brooklyn. I couldn't even tell you approximately where it was. We get inside and there's lights, strobes, half naked women everywhere, etc. I sit by the stage and feed dollar bills to the starving children for about a half hour. Then the DJ announces Carmen to the stage. I watch her for a while and think that I've seen her somewhere before but can't place it. I slip a bunch of bills in just to keep her in sight because I'm positive I've seen her before. After her set finishes she comes out onto the floor and makes a beeline for me. I'm thinking, she wants to offer me a lap dance since I just gave her so much attention when she was on stage. Her, you're Bubinus, right? Me, agape, yes. I know you from somewhere, right? Her, all smiles. How about a lap dance? We go over to the chair. She starts doing her thing. And just as she climbs up on my lap I realize, this is Corinne. Her hair is longer and she got a decent boob job, but it's definitely her. I almost yell it out and she laughs in acknowledgement. She finishes the lap dance, whispering in my ear all the while about how she knew I had a crush on her in high school, which I thought was a pretty dirty trick to use at the time. And then slips me her card with her AOL email address and phone number on it. We spent about 3 months talking on the phone and emailing regularly before she moved to California. I still chat with her once in a while. Bonus. After I left the club with my friends, I asked if anyone else had gotten the number of a hot stripper from the club and showed them Corinne's card. Best reaction ever. I am such a freaking cynic. I should be giving you a virtual pat on the back but here I am scoffing because she uses AOL. Back in the day we didn't have incredibly reliable access to P over the internet. Sure, it was there, but our dial-up modems didn't make it very reliable. For this reason, I quickly found my dad's stash of VHS P tapes in the shed. Friends and I would go to play basketball and for some odd reason the basketball was always flat. Surprise, surprise. The pump is in the shed 5 minutes and a VHS tape down the pants. We were off to someone's house whose parents weren't around and had a VCR. While 3 frisky little teenagers sit around the TV, ready to mentally save images to our internal spank bank for later use, my friend pops the tape in his VCR. As it plays, the picture comes into focus and it's a 3/4 isometric view of a bedroom. A man and a woman are 69. The guy is going deep and slow on the woman with a huge dildo and he's getting blown while he's doing this. Hey, my parents have sheets that look just like that, I say, without really thinking about it. It took a whopping 4-5 seconds for all of us to realize, OMG, those are my parents. From that day forward, my dad was known internally to my friends as Porno Larry, name changed to protect the innocent. Thankfully, 12 plus years have allowed me to pretty much wipe the visuals from my memory, and 20 plus for the time I walked in on them. TLDR, ignorantly stole my parents' homemade pee and showed it to my friends. Says time has erased the image from his mind. Describes details of slow deep dildo action. I was at a strip club with some buddies, and this girl walks up and starts giving one of my friends a bit of a grind, as a precursor to her follow me for a lap dance, and after about 2 minutes, their faces get up close to each other, and it turned out to be another buddy of ours, who wasn't there, little sister. Security nearly threw us all out because when she realized who it was, she screamed at the top of her voice and ran away. I saw myself in the background during a news report from my hometown. My thoughts went something like this. Oh hey, that's that street just over there. I buy records in that shop. Oh, and I know that guy from school. And there's my cousin. Wait, that's me over there. Oh, and found some saucy pics of one of my teachers and her husband, and another set of pics and a few videos of a girl at school. TLDR. Didn't recognize myself on telly. Wanked to one of my teachers and a girl at school, but not at the same time. Link for science. I remember this girl from middle school as being kinda out there, tie-dye shirt wearing, and she had the figure of a twig. Fast forward to after college and a friend tells me she's in Playboy. Sure enough, I even found one of those crappy softcore vids. She even came out drinking with a big group of hometown people and wow, everyone wanted a piece. This is why you have sex with every person in your high school, male or female, so when one of them, at least one, has to become famous somehow, becomes famous, you can be like, yeah, I hit that back in the day. Never search a co-worker's laptop for MPGs as a joke. Never laugh uproariously when you find one labeled anal MPG. Never open it expecting you found his pee collection, because you'll recognize his girlfriend who you thought was so nice smoking a cigarette as she passively takes it in the butt by your co-worker while she has a bored look on her face. Saw a video of my sister giving head to someone in the parking lot at a football game. What I've seen cannot be unseen. When I was a kid, I grew up in Tampa, FL, which has its Gasparilla Parade. It's essentially a pirate-themed Mardi Gras with plenty of alcohol, beads, and the ever-popular boobs for beads trade. I was about 11, at the parade with a bunch of friends, no parents around. One of the women standing next to us was very drunk and started asking us for the beads we caught, then trying to bribe us with a promise to flash us. We were all preteen boys. Some of my friends agreed and she flashed us. A few weeks later I was getting my hair cut and saw a random woman who looked familiar. After staring at her for a bit, I realized it was the drunk lady who had flashes me and my friends. Loved how classy my city is. I met a kid from a town over from me. He was a really nice dude and seemed like an all-around great kid. A couple months later, he was in the news because he got raided by the police for synthesizing illegal drugs in his dorm. This isn't me, but this happened to my friend. After seeing CNN news after the Aurora shootings, he knew someone that had been shot. Dang. Happened to my best friend too. We live about 20 minutes from the theater. I recognized a former classmate on the Celtics basketball team, sitting on the bench in uniform, cheering. Worst part is I hated that guy. He was such an butthole. I found nude softcore pictures of a girl I know. They weren't casual, amateur stuff either, they were professional photos on a pretty major modeling site. It was purely by accident, too. I kept thinking, she looks familiar, so I checked her Facebook, saw that she was wearing the same necklace in the FB pics and on the site, and, holy crap. Then, a few months later, I found more, and, I found videos. She still has no idea that I've seen them, and I certainly can't say anything. Can I? My first high school girlfriend is now a Brezza's girl. One of those pleasing moments where I was all like, hey, I was there first. story of my neighbors. An old uncle of the neighbors is on some pee sites, and he finds his niece on the site in a gangbang with 4 black guys, tells the dad. He get mad as crap and starts yelling, and the mom get involved too in the yelling. The little sister is home at the time and hears everything. She tells her friends and it spreads like wildfire. I haven't seen the girl in like 6 months. PS I never found the site. Not that crazy, but a girl that was in my prom party ended up being second runner-up on the last season of America's Next Top Model. I read that as pee party. I work in clothing retail. Mostly it sucks, but occasionally you'll get a good looking girl in the store. One day a cute girl walked in. Brunette, tall, above average looking, maybe late 20s. She was wearing high heels, jeans, and at the very least was attractive. We had just received liquid leggings in our store, which were leggings that kind of resembled latex. Mind you, this was a popular men's and women's clothing store. This customer looked at the leggings and, very loudly I might add, said, "Oh my god, those are freaking hot." After I gladly let her in the fitting room, I hear some moaning. She opens up the door wearing said leggings with her high heels on, and she exclaimed, "I look so hot in these, like I'm a dominatrix," and this was loud, as I was ringing her up the register and a few of her items were on sale. This excited her and the only way to describe her response was orgasmic. Next she told me, "I crap you not," that she wanted to rip my dong off and use it. Needless to say, I was flustered, but I went along with it. After she walked out, I just laid down on the ground wondering how that just happened. A month goes by and I'm flipping through the channels watching TV. On HBO was the series Real Sex. They were showing the filming of the S&M version of Cinderella, named Rubberella. Who do I see but my favorite customer? And then everything made sense. Why she got so excited about the latex looking pants, why she described herself as a dominatrix, and why she said she was going to rip my dong off. She was an S&M P star. Needless to say, I told everybody I knew that a P star hit on me. People I hadn't seen since childhood found out about that one. Still laugh about it today. My friend's uncle was on the news for murdering his family, 2 young kids and his wife, then killing himself. Not the kind of "don't I know you" want to experience. I was watching an interview with Kobe Bryant on ESPN last week, and randomly saw myself walking around in the background. I totally didn't realize they had cameras rolling and that I was walking in circles looking like an idiot. OP if you don't post the video, I am going to yell at my dog. I was going to fap now, but since you said you will be posting the video later, I think I'll just wait. I fap as I wait, then I shall fap more. I hooked up with a girl I liked. She told me she just broke up with her boyfriend. Later on that night I go on 4chan and there was a thread about posting pictures of girls that fricked up your life, or something of the sort. I'm guessing you know what comes next. So I was talking to my friend and he brought up this BDSM site, which is essentially a Facebook for people who were into this stuff. I decided to check it out and see who is into it in my area. Now, I am in a very small town in VT, and so if something was going to pop up I had a fairly good chance of knowing them. Surely enough, after a few pages I recognized a set of titties. My ex-girlfriend's. Apparently she and her new boyfriend were doing some crazy crap together and posting it all over the internet. I had never known about this side of her. It was a bit of a trip. I'm still very friendly with her and I've been trying to think up a good way of hinting that I know about it to her without explicitly saying so. TLDR. Found my ex on a serious BDSM site, trying to figure out a way to hint that I know. When I started high school, there were these Asian kids in year 12, seniors, that were pretty weird, really aggressive. Just thought they were the crap. The kind of people you just didn't bother to talk or respond to because it just wasn't worth it. They would try and stab you. Anyway, turns out 2 of those guys were drug smugglers. Not just drug smugglers, but Bali 9 drug smugglers, involved with the Bali bombing. They were caught in 2005 I think, and sentenced to death by firing squad. They appealed, and are still in Indonesian jail. Played hockey with a guy when I was a kid. Forgot all about him for several years. He went on to play for BU and got drafted to the NHL. I hear his name for the first time in years when I learned that he had been kicked off the BU team for excessive partying and he lost his shot at a league. Simultaneous pride and pity. At my last job, our HR chick did a couple videos on backroom casting couch. Everyone in the building knew about it. Not sure if she knew everyone knew or not though. I'm going to be so downvoted for this, but don't post it. No need to make your cousin infamous. You might wreck her life. Sure, her video's up on a P site and all, but it could be that her scumbag husband put it up without her knowledge. It's best to let her know. Infamous, short for internet famous. My cousin lost his crap and tried to shoot his wife. Fortunately he's a crappy shot, missed and was only charged with attempted murder. Did 6 years in Pennsylvania prison and is out now. But he's family and you don't abandon family, so I said this. You need time at a range. You're a terrible shot. After that he was back in the family. But still, my cousin tried to shoot his wife. Undiagnosed bipolar for the win. A friend of mine emails me a pic she took of a blow up doll in a German pea store. Hey, doesn't this look like our friend that we lost track of? And sure enough, it's my friend that I've known since 7th grade. I look up her stage name and find out she's done a crap load of pee. Kinda surprised at the amount of it. Like 155 movies. But it was cool cause I found her Facebook and sent her a message and reconnected with my friend. I went to high school with a girl. She was pretty normal and dated a couple of guys. No reputation for being a S and was actually pretty hot. She ended up making a video to get money for school, but did the performance without getting the money up front. Long story short, she did a hardcore porno and didn't get paid for it. Google, Mealy Isa's first trip to the glory hole. Won't be disappointed. A few of my friends used to work at a package store here. There was one other package store under the same name and naturally owned by the same people. These friends would occasionally work there as well. One day I hear about a murder robbery at the second smaller store. I called up one of the guys that worked at the store and found out that a guy I used to go to high school and never got along with had killed the clerk. It wasn't anyone that I personally knew, but I was worried for a while. That same guy was shivved in prison by another guy from high school. The guy that did the shiving wound up getting killed by his wife ex a couple of years later. Few years ago, a video of a graduate from my high school surfaced. It's him at a college sex party, not participating in, but witnessing a threesome. He does have a line, "Oh dang. 2 dongs at once. 2 dongs at once" while showing 2 fingers. Best part is, he was one of my captains for cross country, so I knew him pretty well. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.